It started with a letter that smelled of entitlement and bad paperwork. Final notice. Outstanding HOA assessments, $79,842. The number alone made my jaw clench. I'd bought the property outside their development precisely to avoid this kind of nonsense. Now Karen, their tin-horn president, was demanding nearly 80 grand for retroactive community improvements I never agreed to. I called my lawyer. I called the county recorder. I printed my deed, the survey, and every email showing they'd never had jurisdiction. Still, the letters kept coming, more insistent and nastier each week. Threats of liens, threats of foreclosure, threats with ink-stamped authority. They assumed I would cave. One morning, an unmarked envelope arrived with an ultimatum. Pay or we escalate. I folded the paper, walked to the gun cabinet, and pulled out my old shotgun. Not because I wanted a fight, but because I wanted to be ready in case their next move crossed the line into harassment or trespass. It's a symbol as old as the hills here, preparedness, not provocation. I loaded nothing more than a calming resolve. That afternoon, Karen drove up with 2 board members in tow, clipboards gleaming in the sun. She marched up my lane to demand immediate payment, voice high and theatrical. I met them at the porch, deed in one hand, the unloaded shotgun leaning against the railing out of sight but close enough to be known. I didn't shout. I didn't threaten. I spoke slowly, loudly enough for their recorder to pick up. You have no authority here, I said. Leave my property, or I'll have law enforcement document your trespass. Karen tried to bluster about bylaws and precedent, but her confidence faltered when I calmly handed her copies of the county records and said, You can call your lawyer and I'll call mine. Or you can leave. She chose to leave angrily, but not before snapping a selfie meant for the HOA group chat. I called the sheriff and filed for harassment and a notice of trespass. My lawyer filed a declaratory judgment the next morning. Within days, the HOA received a cease and desist, and an independent auditor found their retroactive assessments baseless. The county ordered the HOA to stop collection attempts and pay my legal fees. No dramatic shootout, no violence, just a firm line drawn and the law on my side. Karen learned the hard way that intimidation doesn't work when the homeowner knows his rights and is willing to stand his ground. They wanted 80 grand and my surrender. I wanted my home and my peace. I kept the shotgun where it belongs, a last resort, and watched the paperwork do the rest.